Time to talk a little ADP risers and fallers, and I'm sure you've heard the saying before, what goes up must come down. Well, when they created that saying, they obviously didn't know about taxes, because those things stay high as shit. What's going on, Headliner Nation? Jake, Fantasy Headliners. Hopefully you guys are all doing well out there. Welcome back to the Draft.com studios. Today, we're talking best ball ADP risers and fallers. Now, yes, this may be focused around best ball leagues, but this is information that you can take back to your normal standard redraft PPR league. So make sure you stick around. We got a few names you don't want to miss. If you're unfamiliar with best ball, though, over on Draft.com, you need to try to give it a chance. Best ball is something to really get you involved in a lot of fantasy football with not a whole lot of management, and you have a chance to win some money at the end of the year. Like I said, if you're unfamiliar for best ball, this is what it is. It's a season-long league. It's an 18-round draft that's based around the half-point PPR strategy. There's no defenses, no kickers. You got one quarterback, two running backs, three wide receivers, a tight end, and a flex to go along with 10 bench slots. There's no waivers. There's no trades. There's no weekly lineup management. The computer is going to pick the highest scores from each position at the end of each week, place them into your lineup for the maximum points possible. That's how you win or lose your weekly matchups. Still a season-long league, and you can get into leagues for as little as $1. Right now, if you use our promo code at signup, which is Headliners, and make a new account with a $10 deposit, Draft is going to send you a free $3 entry. So go out there, give it a chance. What we do on a weekly basis over here is the majority of us, as part of Headliner Nation, will open up random leagues to the viewers out there, either myself or Ryan or Kyle. We'll start a draft and we'll invite all of our friends. So if you sign up for draft, make sure you follow us. I'm TFH Jake. As far as Kyle goes, it's KRich1532. I'm going to have all this down in the description, so you don't have to memorize it here as you're listening. But best ball is a great format to go out there and possibly win a little bit of side money during your season. So make sure you go check that out. But for right now, we're going to talk about a few ADP risers and fallers that you need to be focusing on during your best ball drafts. All right, we're going to kick it off with the risers. Who's somebody who's screaming up the ADPs right now? It's Tyler Lockett, wide receiver of the Seattle Seahawks. Now, we already know that DK Metcalf had a minor knee procedure, and he's going to miss a few weeks. Could be limited to start the season. They also just lost David Moore for a few weeks in that offense. And they start the season off with a few great matchups for Tyler Lockett. Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, New Orleans, and Arizona just in the first 4 weeks. Now, don't forget, last season, 2018, Tyler Lockett was number 1 in the NFL among wide receivers with 13.6 yards per target. Heck, he gained 1.77 yards of separation on each of those targets. The guy can get open and make big plays. We've been saying all along, Tyler Lockett was limited somewhat because of the addition of DK Metcalf. It takes away some of that big play potential. With no DK Metcalf, with no David Moore, Tyler Lockett could have himself a huge start to the season. Now that there's no one to take away these looks, they're going to throw Tyler Lockett into the slot. They're going to let him go. He's going to get those yards of separation, and he could help win you the first few weeks of your best ball leagues here in 2019. Next up is really no surprise. It's going to be Austin Ekeler, running back of the Los Angeles Chargers. We kind of saw this one coming, I think. With the news that the Melvin Gordon holdout was going to extend into the season, this was basically bound to happen. Now, he may get to the point of being too expensive, though, and that's the last thing we want to do is overpay on Austin Ekeler. He's not just going to assume the Melvin Gordon role. Don't kid yourself. He has value. This is still PPR leagues. But Justin Jackson, he's going to be a part of this backfield in some shape or form. He's going to get early down work. He's going to get goal line work at times. One of the things that we really like about Austin Ekeler is his efficiency. What's what makes him so valuable at times. Heck, last year, he averaged 6.6 yards per touch. He was the number 1 running back in the NFL in breakaway run percentage at 9.4%, which I know doesn't sound like a whole lot, and he didn't get a whole lot of carries, but what that tells you is that almost 10% of the time he got a carry in the backfield, he broke it for 15 yards or more. He also finished as a top 10 running back in run block efficiency. So he may not be an all-around 3-down workhorse running back, but what they ask him to do, he does very well. Personally, I don't want to take him until the 6th or 7th round or so. I kind of want him to be my running back 3 or 4 if possible. Now, if we want him to stay and get these numbers, these efficient numbers, we need him to stay in kind of that 3rd down role. Yes, there may be times where he gets a few carries here or there, but we don't want this guy going out there and getting 200 carries. Not quite sure he can hold up that long, and the last thing we want to do is lose him just a few weeks into the season. Keep him in that third down role, and Austin Ekeler could absolutely shine for your fantasy football teams. Next up's Duke Johnson of now, the Houston Texans, and I absolutely love the move to Houston for Duke Johnson. I mean, does the Kiki QT injury right now kind of open the door up for more volume for Duke just to start off the season? That's entirely possible. I mean, he never really got that large of a role with the Cleveland Browns. Heck, last year, he only had a total of 87 touches for the season. Prior to that, in 2017, he gained 1,000 total yards with only 156 total touches, carries, and receptions combined. He averaged 13.6 PPR fantasy points per game in 2017. Now we know Will Fuller, he struggles staying healthy. And we know that Lamar Miller hasn't done anything crazy to stay atop the top of the depth chart in Houston. Does this become Duke Johnson's running back role at some point in Houston? It's entirely possible. The positive on it is even if he is number 2 on the depth chart behind Lamar Miller, he's versatile enough to be involved in the passing game enough in a PPR situation like this that he provides weekly value. And the big games, they could be there. He's a playmaker. They need to get the ball in his hands. And this year in Houston, I can see it happening. All right, time to talk some fallers. Who's falling down the ADP draft list now? First one we're talking about is going to be Damian Williams, running back of the Kansas City Chiefs. And a lot of people kind of have that pucker moment going on with Damian Williams. What's going to happen with him going forward? Did he come back too early from a hamstring injury? Was he worried that he was going to lose his job? Because let's be real, any running back who gets this role in Kansas City, they're going to produce numbers. It's just part of the Andy Reid system. Damian Williams may have been worried that if he doesn't come back, some of these other guys on the roster were going to leapfrog him for his starting spot. It's not like he is some stud running back that they've signed to big, off-season deals to come in and be the number 1. I mean, they drafted Darwin Thompson, and we've been talking about Darwin Thompson since like June on this channel. This kid is special, and a lot of people don't know who he is, but they're starting to. How do they know about it? Well, he's already getting goal line carries in the preseason. Heck, he's already leapfrogged Carlos Hyde on the depth chart. Darwin Thompson is coming for the job of Damian Williams, and if there is one slip-up, Damian may be the guy to start the season. But any fumbles, any injury issues, look out for Darwin Thompson. He's somebody who you can take really, really late, and there's no guarantee that this is Damian Williams' job for the season. I'm worried he's fallen in drafts. I'm not avoiding him altogether, but no longer am I taking him end of second, early third. Just not happening. All right, next up's going to be the majority of Carolina Panthers pass catchers. I mean, I'm getting a lot of questions about what do we do with Christian McCaffrey now? What about DJ Moore or Curtis Samuel? Now that the news has come out that Cam Newton's suffering from a foot sprain, how worried are we with these guys? And their ADPs, they're going to start falling because people are worried. Now, I haven't been on the Cam bandwagon for a long time, but I can tell you this. If he cannot move in the pocket the way that he's moved his entire career at times, this is not a great offensive line. Does that pocket break down so quickly that it really doesn't allow routes to develop deep down the field? If so, DJ Moore worries me. The upside of DJ Moore worries me. To me personally, I see a lot more dump-off passes, a lot more quick slants to the likes of Curtis Samuel and Christian McCaffrey. So I don't think their value is hurt as much here. But DJ Moore is definitely somebody who's going to start falling down the list. Now, am I avoiding all these guys altogether? No, I'm really not. DJ Moore was never somebody I was targeting, but now if he drops a few rounds later, he has that potential. This is not a serious injury. It's something where Cam could be healthy 100% a few weeks into the season. We just don't know yet. It's a risk. Unfortunately, we're not really going to know by the time the season starts how much this may limit him. Personally, I'm still targeting Curtis Samuel late. I'm hesitant on DJ Moore depending on the round that I can get him. I'd really like to get him right around the 8th or 9th if possible. Christian McCaffrey, he's still a top 4 or 5 pick regardless of format. The amount of volume is still going to be there no matter who is under center, and that's what we're paying for is that volume premium. So monitor the injury to Cam. Watch those ADPs because the Panthers pass catchers could take a slight hit here, but you may be also to get them at a discounted price. Last guy whose ADP's been falling is Kenyon Drake. A lot of people worried, was he going to be good to go to start the season? Well, he's back. He's resumed jogging, and especially in best ball leagues like this, he needs to be somebody that we kind of pay attention to during your drafts on draft.com. He is the better running back than Kalen Ballage. Don't forget, last year, Kalen Ballage ranked 86 out of 86 running backs in broken tackle percentage. If you get a hand on him, he's going down. Kenyon Drake is more elusive, he's more explosive, and once he gets back to full health, could really help carry your team. I don't expect the Miami Dolphins to have a whole lot of leads this year. I don't know if you do. I expect them to be throwing for 4 quarters, trying to get the win at times. Who are they going to be throwing the ball to? A lot of checkdowns, especially if Josh Rosen is under center, to the likes of Kenyon Drake. He could have a huge second half of the season. You could get him at a discounted price on your draft day, and he's definitely somebody that could help carry you at times. It's best ball. You don't have to worry about starting him every single week, but those weeks where he could go out there and get you 2 touchdowns with a total of 125 yards is a possibility, and he could help carry your team from time to time at a discounted price. He may be falling ADP-wise, but I'm not hating on Kenyon Drake yet. All right, those are a few best ball risers and fallers as of right now, but what do you think? Are there some other names out there that you have questions about? Maybe some other names that you've seen in your drafts that are falling down the boards or steadily climbing up to ADP. Let's talk about it. We're one of the most interactive channels on YouTube, and we definitely want to do our best to help everybody out here in 2019, but it takes a community. We're all going to help each other out, and we're going to do it together. Like I said, if you haven't tried out draft.com yet, head over there. Make sure you use our promo code Headliners. Make a deposit of $10 or more on a new account. Draft is going to go ahead and send you $3 free for an entry. It's like playing with some free money there, and you never know. Draft the right team. Maybe you get to go up against us and Headliner Nation, and maybe you walk out at the end of the season with a little bit of bragging rights and a little bit of cash. You never know. Go try it out. Looking forward to talking to you guys. Have a great rest of your week. We'll talk to you later.